This week on the Racer X Show, $1 million was on the line, and a fan favorite was so close. See what happened. From the AIM Expo, we chat up Grand National champ Jared Mees. Also, AMA Pro Singles wrapped up in California, and the points margin to crown the champ, one single point. Something new called Sprint Enduro, and so much more. Hello and welcome to the Racer X Show, presented by Chaparral Motorsports. I'm Greg. Thanks for joining us on our race highlight and news show. I just got back from the Industry and Consumer Show in Orlando, Florida, called AIM. We ran into Jared Mees, so we sat him down and had a conversation with him. And we're going to show you GNCC side-by-side racing. And we could be looking at the next wave of off-road fun. You'll have to judge that for yourself. Right now, it's time to pin it.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chapmoto.com.
Let's start you off with Monster Energy Cup, a one-off race held in Las Vegas at San Boyd Stadium, and there's $1 million on the line, and a brand new Toyota truck. If one rider can win all three 10-lap Cup Class main races, that's the million. One rider gets all three hole shots, that's the truck. It draws big names and big teams. Being Las Vegas, it's all about the show, and what a show it was. With a two-pronged starting gate and a joker lane, a must-do at least once per race, the mains were exciting. When the two lanes converge, that defines the hole shot. That honor to number 41, Honda's Trey Canard. But soon that hole shot turned into a commanding lead. With the only other rider close to Canard, KTM's Justin Hill. Hill gave it a go, but Canard was just too much to handle. Keeping his win streak alive, which dates back to August 16th, race 2 at Ironman. Canard becomes the only man in the running for the million and the truck. In Main 2, Canard started on the other side of the starting gate, and the hole shot, well, it was close. Number 18 is Monster Energy Kawasaki's Davey Millsaps, with number 32, Hill, in tow. Hill wasn't messing around, but later, after Millsaps had passed Hill back for second, Canard took his joker lane run. The result, side by side with Millsaps, who got the edge. But the Murrieta, California man had yet to run his joker lane, and when he did, the underused slick lane got him, and down goes Millsaps, leaving Canard another step closer to the prizes, and on a 5-race win streak. Millsaps picked it up, racing home for 4th, Hill second again. In Main 3, it was Canard's to lose, and he did. Husqvarna's Jason Anderson got the whole shot. Truck gone. Then chasing Millsaps, boom, tough block, tough luck. Once more, trying to salvage the overall winner's $100,000 prize, wanting to get by number 34, Malcolm Stewart, Canard goes down. So Davey Millsaps comes off an extended injury reserve list. With a new bike, new team, goes 3-4-1 for the overall. Eli Tomac on his Honda rips a 4.32. Looking for Justin Hill's name on the list, he was 6th, 2-2, and a finale 18th. But signs in January for Hill? We certainly hope so. One guy who wasn't at Monster Energy Cup was reigning pro motocross champ Ken Roczen. But he was in Florida at the AIM Expo, where I had a chance to get him on stage and chat with him about a few things. Of note was the comparison of the KTM to the new Suzuki. Roczen complimented KTM on the power of the engine, but noted a softer, more flexy frame and a wider bike in general. On that, the conversation turned the amount of energy it takes to ride the KTM versus the Suzuki. Roczen saying that he felt the Suzuki took a lot less energy to ride, with the German now under the strict guidance of Alden Baker and his resurgence at the tail end of the pro motocross season this year. An easier to ride Suzuki is an eyebrow raiser for the rest of Roczen's competition as the Supercross season rapidly approaches. I can't wait to see how that all unfolds. So now we're going to take you out of the Racer X Show studios, and we're at the AIM Expo in Orlando, Florida. And the reason we're here is because we're hanging out with 3-time Grand National champ Jared Mees, who was locked in that battle for the championship. We saw it here on the Racer X Show last week. You won it by 3 points. You're third. Man, tell us about that great season. It was up and down. The championship lead changed 6 times during the course of the year. Talk to us about it.
You know, it was a great year. Aside of having, the Grand National Championship on my resume this year, we had a lot of fun. We had a great team behind us. They deserve all the credit, honestly. Them guys had flawless equipment for me week in and week out. We never had a mechanical, never had an engine failure. Kenny Tolbert, Sammy Sweet, them guys really looked after me this year. And we had a great season. We finished outside the top 5 one time, and that was Daytona. And pretty much from when we left Daytona on, we were inside the top 5 all the way until Pomona.
We've seen people race to the checkered flag, race to the last race of the season that were complete bitter rivals, hate each other, fueled by that fire. But between you and Brian Smith, who we've seen here on the Racer X Show, it's not like that, is it? You guys are actually friends.
No, we're really tight. We live in the same almost town, really. We're in the state of Michigan together. We spend a lot of time on the bicycle and, ice riding in the wintertime, trail riding. We see a lot of each other on a weekly basis. And to battle it out with a friend and, of course, we're a good rival amongst each other. It was a lot of fun. Something that in my career when I look back on, I'll go, man, it was a lot of fun in 2014 to battle it out with Brian Smith. I had this similar situation with Kenny Coolbeth, who him and I respect, highly and want to recommend each other. So it was good. It was a lot of fun. Jake Johnson was in there all year long, who's another good friend of mine. And, to just know that we finished top 5 every race but one and win 2 races, we were really consistent. That's what brought us the #1 plate.
Now what for the winter? What do you do all winter long to prepare for what could possibly be, the start of the season in Daytona in March?
We ride ice. Michigan, it's cold. It's freezing. It's snow, ice, bitter chill weather. So we stud our tires up with cold cutter studs, and we go out and have a ball. It's you've never experienced riding a motorcycle until you get on the ice. It's the most fun I have all year is ice riding, and we just go out there, make this big road course TT, and just have a ball.
What about the future? Do we know what's going on with you in 2015?
We'll definitely be out there, of course, competing for another championship. The team is all going to stay together. Kenny Tolbert, Sammy Sweet, Craig Rogers. Got a couple things in the works with some sponsors, and hopefully they come through. But whether they do or they don't, we'll definitely be contending for the #1 plate.
Well, Jared, congratulations once again on the national championship. We appreciate you spending time with us here at the AIM Expo and on the Racer X Show. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
The AMA Pro Flat Track Series has 2 championships, the GNC, Mies is the man, and Pro Singles, where things look like this. Parkinson Brother Racing Honda's Kyle Johnson held a 6-point lead on Davis Fisher heading into the final race at Pomona, California at the LA County Fairplex. So obviously, if Johnson wins, he wins the championship. But if Fisher wins, Johnson has to be right behind him in second, or the championship would be lost. So what happened? To California we go. So race starts, Johnson gets the whole shot, and by the exit of turn 2, Fisher's on his fender. Down the back straight they go, and it becomes a shutoff competition. Johnson doing the smart thing, protecting the inside line, but Fisher just rolls around him to take the point. And in one lap, 3 riders break free. Jared Vanderkoy, the thorn in Johnson's tailpipe. Halfway through lap 2, Johnson would make the move that would net him the championship. When the doubles flew, Davis Fisher did all he could, but Johnson had that 1 point in the bag to get his first. So ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Johnson.
Davis got off to a great start, got out front early, and I knew I did take a glance back about halfway through, and I knew I had a little bit of breathing room, and I just knew I had to stay right there in second, and this championship, what we were going for, so that was what was most important.
Only a tie in the points can be any closer. What a Pro Single Series, and congrats to Kyle Johnson on his title, and thanks for a great season. Now, I'm guessing that a lot of you may know what a UTV or side-by-side is, but did you know that a select few GNCC rounds, they race them? Yep, it's true. On GNCC Saturdays, at 6 events this year, 2 people per side-by-side race for an hour, and it's some wild stuff. Team Can-Am Cheney Racing extended their championship points lead with a 3rd consecutive win in the XC1 modified class, led by Ohio native Kyle Cheney. The duo came through the pack from outside of the top 5 and put themselves into the lead by lap 3. John Yoakley and the Big Country Power Sports Polaris team put in a hard fight for second, while William Yoakley and the Polaris National Guard team rounded out the top 3. The MotoGP series was at it again this week, this time down under in Phillip Island, Australia. After early race leader Marc Marquez crashed out of the lead, the battle was between two Yamaha M1s, with the elder Valentino Rossi coming out on top. Rossi's second of the year and snaps his teammates' 2 race win streak in the process. An all-Yamaha podium for first-timer Bradley Smith on the Monster Tech 3 bike. We told you about the battle for second in the championship. With only 2 rounds remaining, Pedrosa better pull a rabbit out of the hat if he's going to get second. Now, onto something new. Well, new for the U.S. It's called Sprint Enduro. What's a Sprint Enduro, you ask? Well, it's simple. Get a small area of land, set up a few special stage sections that you can use over and over again. No transfer section, no special timing equipment, all that stuff. Scoring is easy. The lowest total time score combined for all sections wins. A few days ago in Union, South Carolina, the Kenda Full Gas Sprint Enduro was held. And some factory teams showed up, with factory FMF KTM's Caleb Russell taking home the big trophy. And it looks like this. With Russell, Josh Strang, Charlie Mullins, just to name a few, involved and liking it, this just might be the new thing in the US. We want to send a quick shout out to Blooper Dudes XC on YouTube. They posted a 15-second clip from the Powerline Parks GNCC that made it on Good Morning America, NBC's Today Show, Fox News, and more. It now has over 420,000 views. Watch out, GNCC is blowing up. Right here on RacerTV.com, we're putting up the entire season of the Mountain Dew ATV MX National Championship. We've already posted 8 of 10 shows, and Thursday, we're posting up the final 2. Now, rounds 8 and 9, 22 minutes and 30 seconds of commercial-free ATVs like this.
Honda's, though, dominating the start. It's going to be John Natale out front, maneuvering his way up to third. Uh-oh! Look at those boots coming into the corner. That's the byproduct of the sandy soil. And that is also. And there's that Baldwin horsepower. Upperman always good off the start. But he's going to get edged out. Chad Wienen grabs the Mountain Dew whole shot, and that's bad news for everyone. Pressure being applied by Natale and Thomas Brown. They are now up to second and third, pushing and shoving. Whoa, Natale!
You want to get out and watch some racing? We want you to. The final race of the AMSOIL GNCC Series presented by Maxxis lands in Crawfordsville, Indiana, Saturday and Sunday. ATVs, side-by-sides, and of course motorcycles. Dress warm and come on out and watch. Also, if you happen to be in Sepang, Malaysia, the penultimate round of the MotoGP Championship is all weekend long.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chatmoto.com.
That's it for now. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. Check out all of our social media links. On Twitter, Instagram, it's @RacerXShow. On YouTube, The Racer X Show. Like us, follow us, do all that kind of stuff. And you can follow me personally on Twitter. It's @GregWhite. For the fine crew here at The Racer X Show, presented by Chaparral Motorsports and Racer TV, I am Greg White. And remember, we are all racing all the time. Bye-bye.